Hi, my name is Christine McNair, and I'm the author of Toxemia, my new book forthcoming with Book Hug in fall 2024. Toxemia is a bit of an unusual book in that it's a hybrid memoir, so it is not strictly speaking poetry, and it is not strictly speaking nonfiction or straight memoir. It is a collaborative work that has lots of different types of work in it. So it has pieces that could be read more as prose poetry, as well as some very straight nonfiction, some very straight memoirs, some very specifically some experiences to do with illness, preeclampsia, disability, and generally speaking, toxicity as it relates to experiences that I had with the medical system. I had preeclampsia twice, both times after the birth of my daughters, and it was quite scary as an experience. And then subsequently, a few years later, it was discovered that I had a heart condition that may have been chicken or egg related to the preeclampsia, all of which was quite dramatic and scary and happened very quickly while I was going about everyday life, trying to parent my young kids with my husband, trying to go to work, trying to exist as a writer when not doing my normal work. And it was overall an overwhelming experience that I was able to work with in this manuscript to try and make some sense of it, both in terms of the toxicity of the experience. Toxemia is the old name for preeclampsia, but also in terms of the toxicity within myself, within my own past, within my own present, in terms of how I relate to myself, my body, to illness, to disability, how the world relates to those things, and pulling them apart and trying to look at them. I do have an interest in trying to understand the experience beyond just emotionally reacting to it. But for me, the book is very personal, much more personal than my other two books of poetry have been, and much more straightforward, even though it is still a poetic memoir. So I'm looking forward for it to come out and for people to read it. I've been very touched by people's experiences as they've read it and told me about their own. And I hope that it's a worthwhile and worthy book to read. Imparfait. I sit in the dark and I wait. I sit in the dark and the children are sleeping. 2-year-old curled up, shell-shaped on my hip, newborn in her sidecard crib, sleep twitchy and precious. I've called my mother. It's 4 a.m. I wait in the dark because I worry I'm dying. I don't want to wake my husband yet. Will do so closer to my mother's arrival. I don't want to die between my children. The BPs are up and my feet twitch. My brain lit up and hard electric, the same as before. The pain in the side, the brain lit up and electric, and a pressing sense of doom and headache in the bones that goes on and on and on and won't stop. And the numbers on the clock double themselves up and dance around. The brain is lit up and my legs twitch, and the aura I remember from before, from so long before, from the seizures as a kid, and the seizures when I was bulimic, and the seizure after playing the fainting game, the sense of cliff. Brain is all lit up with pain, and I worry I'm dying, and I don't want to seize between my children, and there's nothing but waiting in the dark, and it all takes too long, and I'm waiting. I sit in the dark and I wait. I sit in the dark and the children are sleeping. 5-year-old curled up, shell-shaped on my hip. 3-year-old in her sidecard crib, sleep twitchy and precious. I've not called anyone. It's 1 a.m. I wait in the dark because I worry I'm dying. My husband isn't here. He's taking care of my father-in-law at the farm. I don't want to die between my children. The BPs are up and my face tingles, a pressing sense of doom that goes on and on and on and won't stop. The numbers on the clock double themselves up and dance around. The brain is dark, the sense of cliff. Brain processes weakness and tingling, and I worry I'm dying, and I don't want to die between my children, and there's nothing but waiting in the dark, and it all takes too long, and I'm waiting, and I turn on my side and turn on a meditation app, pour lavender oil on my throat.
Ah.
Yeah, it's about 130, 140 beats per minute. Get a good recording.